anyone think that Coach Greg burns fewer calories now than he did 4 years ago when I first started riding? Makes me so freaking mad. Coach Greg, and yet again, you don't need to do cardio. Cardio, pointless. Why do it? And so Mike O'Hearn and Stan Efferding saying, cardio, it's overrated. And I do this video as I prepare to do a bike race. Literally about to do cardio.
I think I might name this Stan and Mike O'Hearn say don't ever do cardio.
And so Mike O'Hearn and Stan Efferding say don't do cardio as I'm about to do a bike race. Quite literally showing you to do the exact opposite of what they're saying.
I'm gonna piss a whole lot of people off here.
Whew, that is gonna upset some people, I will say that.
And yeah, upsetting Coach Greg. About to do cardio, and I'm being told you don't need to do it. Well, I prefer living a long and healthy life, and I can tell you this. The one thing, the most important thing you can do if you want to be healthy, it's not diet, it's not lifting weights, it's doing cardio. And how much? 150 minutes at a moderate intensity. Is that so hard? Why do we keep having to make videos telling people you don't need to do cardio? You should want to do cardio. But hey, gonna react to this video, tell you the nonsense they're spewing, and so we're gonna see. Do they make sense? Coach Greg makes sense? Does none of us make sense? Hopefully by the end of the video, I'm gonna be more amped up and ready to race. Stay tuned and find out. Before doing a race, I take 3 capsules of GO2 Max, 3 capsules of Turk Builder, now labeled Ecti Builder, as well as 1 1/4 scoop of Hardcore Stim pre-workout. And so why 1 1/4 scoops? Well, that's all I need. It says you can take 1 or 2 scoops, 1 1/4 scoops. That's what I need. And so I'm going to drink my pre-workout before doing my cardio, react to them saying not to do cardio.
Obviously, cardio can play, in my opinion, a big role in a lot of different ways, but I can also see that it's abused in a lot of different ways.
Yes, cardio is abused in the way that people aren't doing it. It's very rare for people to overdo cardio, as in they have an exercise addiction. They're perhaps doing 2-3 hours of cardio every single day, all to help them to lose weight. And so if you're that rare individual, perhaps 1 in 1,000 of you that have an exercise addiction, please go and see a doctor, therapist, try to figure that out. But for the rest of us, keep doing the freaking cardio.
How they should use cardio and maybe how they shouldn't use cardio.
There are obviously health benefits, and those vary what phase of training that you're in, off season or pre-contest.
And so does it differ? Should you be saving your cardio for only when it's time to diet? Pre-contest, off season, don't do any cardio. Save it for when you need it. No, you should be doing cardio year round. Doing cardio makes you a better butter burner. You can burn more calories in less time. Consider Coach Greg. I'm the example. I do lots of cardio. I can burn double the calories of the average person in the same amount of time. And so if I ride a bike for 30 minutes, burn more calories than you're burning in an hour. Why? Because I'm fit, because I do cardio. If I save cardio for only when I'm doing a show or on a diet, I wouldn't be as fit, I wouldn't burn as many calories. And so why not do cardio year round? Studies show 3.8 years added to your life expectancy. Do you want to live 3.8 years longer? Well, I do, so do your freaking cardio.
There's obviously a decreased mortality risk for maintaining a minimum level of cardiovascular fitness, which I think it's measured at about 8 METs.
METs is a metabolic equivalent. 1 MET is the amount of calories, energy expenditure that you're doing at rest, when you're laying down doing nothing. It's how much oxygen the body needs to use to keep the body alive. And so 2 METs is double that. And so if you're, for example, burning off 50 calories at 1 MET, 8 METs would be 8 times as hard. Burn 8 times many calories. Next time you go to a cardiovascular machine, look at the METs and see, where are you at? How hard are you going? When I exercise at a very easy pace in a warm-up, I'm somewhere between 10 and 12 METs. If I'm going hard, harder than last time, it's somewhere around 15 to 20 METs. And so I'd be burning off 50 to 20 times more calories than I'm laying down.
8 METs, which is approximately the amount of cardiovascular fitness that requires you to walk up maybe 3 flights of stairs with a bag of groceries and not fall over and pass out.
And so if you can't exercise at 8 METs, how fit are you really? Go to the gym, start your warm-up, exercise at the pace you can handle, and see how many METs are you actually going at. If it's 8 or less, hey, you're not that fit. Time to keep exercising. If you're at 15 plus, well, hey, props to you. You're a better butter burner.
There are people, just by virtue of genetics or their work, who maintain better than 8 METs of cardiovascular fitness without having to do any cardio whatsoever.
Well, here's the thing. If you have a very active job and you're walking all day, for example, you're a mailman, construction worker, and you're always on your feet moving around, then technically you don't need to do a lot of cardio because you're already doing it. And so obviously, the more out of shape you are, the more beneficial cardio will be. If you're already in shape, you're already active, you're already lifting weights, walking your dog, enjoying life, doing what we're meant to do, you don't need to add in additional cardio. You can get in better shape, you can do HIIT cardio, work out harder than last time, do intervals. That's going to make you live even longer, improve your VO2 max. It was described on the Joe Rogan podcast. Doing extra cardio, 150 minutes a week, 3-time decrease in all-cause of mortality. However, if you can improve your VO2 max to that of 95 percentile or more, you get into the top-level athletes, 5-time decrease in all-cause mortality. And so for those people, rather than doing just 150 minutes of cardio a week, you want to do some steady-state cardio and some intervals to make you even better than before.
Because the studies I see is that everybody, no matter what, you have to do cardio because it's such a weak muscle that you'll die if you don't do 20 minutes of cardio 5 days a week.
And Mike, with that evil grin on his face, sarcastically saying, you don't need to do cardio. The heart, it's a strong muscle. Remember that video?
Eating like slobs, 700 pounds, still living. Haven't moved in years. Got to cut the side of the house open to get them out of it. And you guys think that the heart is a fragile little thing?
Oh, you got 600 and 700 pound people living into their 50s. And so it's clearly strong because it can support all those obese individuals. Yeah, how many 500 or 600 pound individuals we see living to be 90? I haven't seen any. And so no, the heart is not some magic strong muscle that can support all body weights. If you're at 15% body fat, or at least you're not obese, you're going to live longer. Studies will in fact support that. And so saying, oh, you got to do 5 times 20 minutes cardio a day, it's not that. In fact, studies will support that it doesn't matter when you get your cardio in. 150 minutes a week. You could do 3 sessions of 50. You could do 2 sessions of 75. You could do 150 sessions of 1 minute. Just get into friggin' cardio.
Those people who have measurable, say, VO2 max or meet the MET requirement of 8 METs have a decreased mortality risk.
And so I think Stan kind of understands METs. What he means is that you can sustain a MET output of 8. And so what that means is you get on the treadmill, you walk uphill. You're doing the stepper, the elliptical, bike ride, whatever, and you can sustain 8 METs for extended periods of time. That is your aerobic fitness level. Those who can do that have an increased chance of survival. They're going to live longer. And remember, those who do cardio are more likely to survive a heart attack. Like my father who had a heart attack, luckily he survived. Most people, 99+% would have died. But if you have that peripheral vascular circulation from doing cardio, you can survive a blockage to the heart. And so is it not worth it to you? Really think about it.
The people who meet the 8 METs and don't do cardio have a decreased mortality risk than the people who don't meet the 8 METs and do cardio. So the cardio isn't necessarily the requirement.
And so why is Mike sitting there grinning and laughing about this? All Stan is saying is that some people have better genetics than others. And so for some individuals, they're lucky. They don't need to train harder than last time. They were blessed with genetics that allowed them to be more fit with less work. And so if you're one of those individuals, well, great. Yay for you. But wouldn't you want to be even more fit? Why do you want to get through life half-ass? Oh, I was born with the genetic lottery. I don't need to do cardio. I can do those 8 METs. I got it. Why don't you train and get that 8 up to a 9, a 10, a 20? You don't think that enhanced or improved physical fitness is going to increase your rate of survival? Of course it is. And so it's not about being perfect. It's about being better than you are. And so videos like this that discourage people from doing cardio, saying, oh, you don't need to do it. Why bother? You're already good enough. You got the 8 METs. You're good. Why would you want that? To me, it's the same as saying, hey, as long as you get an 80 on a test, don't need to study. Really, some people are born very smart, gifted, geniuses. They don't have to study to get high grades. Do you not still think they should study, try harder? Why not push yourself? Why not be all that you can be?
Not everybody has the same genetics. And unfortunately, not everybody fits the studies that were done.
Mike, people don't just not need to do cardio because they're set up really well. They have great genetics. They can put out 8 METs without training, but why limit yourself? Why do the bare minimum? And so according to a quick Google, the poverty salary for one person in the United States is $12,880. Should I just accept the bare minimum? If I make $12,880, should I just be like, yeah, got the minimum, don't need to work anymore? Why not try to do better? And so just because you have great genetics and meet the minimum requirements for health and fitness without doing cardio, why should that be enough? Think about it. Really sit right now and think about it. Is the bare minimum enough? When it's cold outside, do you just put on one jacket and you shiver, but you don't die, you don't freeze to death? Or do you want an entire snowsuit, a hat, mittens, gloves? Don't you want what's optimal? Why are we settling for mediocrity?
The middle group would be the people who lift weights, and just by virtue of the fact that they're lifting weights, have achieved, the 8 METs a week, such that they don't need to do any additional cardio.
And so, yes, I get it. If you're doing weights and you get in those 8 METs because you're doing squats, leg press, you're getting your heart rate up enough, you're not resting very long between sets, perhaps you're doing more circuit training, that is giving you the minimum fitness requirements that you need just from lifting weights. And so props to you, you're doing good. But why settle for that? Think of it. I did triathlons for 13 years, then said, no, I'm going to stop doing that, focus on lifting weights. Want to be a world record holder in powerlifting and a professional bodybuilder, of which I did both. Then I started doing cardio again and was shocked at my lack of fitness. What I once would have found easy was hard. And I lifted weights, was stronger, trained harder than almost everyone. But yet a 15-minute bike ride had my legs sore, tired, hard to recover from. And so was all that lifting weights, was that enough? Doing the minimum, scraping by. Or why not push yourself to be better, to be all that you can be, to self-actualize? We were not put on this earth to scrape by, to be mediocre, to just get through life, to sit on the couch and do nothing. We want to do more. The pursuit of excellence. Why not try harder than last time? Whatever you enjoy, it's worth giving it 100%. And if cardio is not part of that, I feel bad for you. I wanted you to find the exercise, the activity that you will enjoy it and do it harder than last time for the rest of your life. And so what I hate to see is people finding reasons not to do cardio. Oh, I am in shape, I have a six-pack, and I don't do any cardio. As if cardio is a bad thing. Doing cardio should feel like you're doing your favorite activity, like going to a great movie or restaurant. Buying a vehicle, going for a drive in your Lambo. Doing cardio should feel as exciting as driving a Lambo. And for me, way more. Way more to infinity. I don't care how many millions of dollars I would get. I would trade it all to allow me to do cardio and live a long and healthy life.
A pretty big proponent of things being measurable and progressible. I don't just want people going to the gym and doing Metcons and jumping up and down for no reason. I want to actually be able to measure the outcome on that.
And so Stan is quite literally doing 30 minutes of cardio a day, 365 days a year. Yet we got this video suggesting it's not really that important. If it wasn't that important, why is Stan Efferding doing it every day? 30 minutes times 7, 210 minutes a week, more than the minimum. The reason is he knows it's important. He knows it's valuable. Formerly the world's strongest IFBB pro. The guy lifts incredible amounts of weight and values cardio. And so who do you think we should listen to? The people saying, don't do cardio, it doesn't work, it kills you. The average life expectancy of a marathon runner, 57. Bullshit, stop making up studies. Or should people listen to reason? What makes more sense? Does it make more sense to do cardio, lose weight, live a long and healthy life, not to mention all the mental and physical, social benefits of doing cardio? And so in the end, the choice really is yours. If you don't want to do cardio, you're going to listen to all those saying you don't need it. If you want to do cardio, you're obviously going to go and do it. And so which is it? What choice do you want to make? Do you want to choose to do cardio, live longer? Or choose sit on your ass and be lazy? In the end, it's really up to you now, isn't it? And so it's halfway through the video. I am amped up, and that's on 1 1/4 scoop of hardcore stim pre-workout. And listen, I'm not abusing this. It's only 1 1/4 scoops, 1 to 2 scoops. And I feel it this much, and I'm close to 200 pounds. So if you get the hardcore stim, I bet most of you will be happy on just 1 scoop. It's not that expensive. 40 scoops in the container. And on days I bike race and don't lift weights, I use the hardcore stim, but on days where I'm lifting weights, I use the pre-workout 2.0. Remember, this comes with beta-alanine or without beta-alanine, but I'm a strong believer in beta-alanine. It's in both of these supplements. And so to me, that is one of the key ingredients. But the hardcore stim, that's for those who really want to get amped up, who really want to feel it. You don't need much. A little goes a long way. And for those looking for a non-stim, we have pre-pump, no caffeine, no stimulants. You can take this closer to bedtime, give you the pump and the enhancements that you need. And so please choose the one that's best for you.
If you have already achieved your 8 METs, then you really don't need to invest any more energy into that. You're probably not going to get any more benefit unless you're an athlete using it for, sports performance.
You say there's no benefit in getting past 8 unless you're an athlete. Disagree. If you're at an 8.1, is that really enough? What happens when you take a week off? What happens if you ever get injured? What happens if you get sick? You'll quickly go from an 8 to perhaps a 6. It's important to have some reserve. And so if you're just scraping by and you're an 8, what are you, 20, 30, 40, 50 years of age? What happens when you're 70? You need to use it or lose it. And as you age, especially with declining testosterone levels, it's going to get harder. It's harder to be fit at 80 than it is at 40. And so my recommendation, get as fit as you can now. Think of it. If your MET level is at 15 and you take a month off, you get injured, break a leg, you come back, probably still going to be 8 plus. But if you are at an 8 now, you get older, take some time off, then who knows how low will you go? And the longer you go without cardio, the harder it is to get it back. Use it or lose it. It took me years to get my fitness back. Not days, weeks, months, years. And so my advice, if you're doing cardio now, don't stop. Keep going. Keep it higher than last time. If you're not doing cardio, start. Get better. Get a reserve. Heaven forbid you get that heart attack, increased rate of survival. Doing cardio prevent you from getting heart attacks as well as a host of other problems. And if you do get that heart attack, you have an increased rate of survival. And so to me, this is a no-brainer. Do your cardio.
High blood pressure, high lipids, high blood sugar, all of those would get better from doing more cardio.
And so Mike asks, how would I know if I need to do cardio? How do I know if I benefit from it? And so Stan says, well, if you have high blood pressure, cardiovascular disease, diabetes, you're overweight, all that can be improved. And so essentially almost any problem going to get better if you do cardio. Almost all of them. Ask any doctor. Is there any pill that a doctor could give that's better than doing cardio? That would be worth trillions of dollars, not millions, trillions. And so let that really sink in. Cardio is the most important pill you could ever take in this world, in this universe.
We talked about how people, if they try and train too hard, they go home and they sit more and eat more. So that's a consideration. I'd start by increasing step count.
Okay, based on this, what I gather is that Stan knows quite a bit. He seems very knowledgeable, and Mike is just fishing for problems. He's looking for reasons not to do cardio. Stan talks about the compensatory effect of doing cardio. For example, if you do an hour of cardio and you burn off 500 calories, your body later on going to eat more. And so Mike's like, yeah, me. He's pointing at himself. He doesn't realize it's only by approximately 50%. And so if you're doing cardio and you burn off calories, 500 as an example, your body naturally is going to increase your hunger. After all, you're burning off extra calories. Your body wants you to eat more, but it only compensates at approximately 50%. And so if you burn 500 calories, you're naturally going to eat back about 250. That still leaves you in a 250 calorie deficit. And so those who perform cardio will find it far easier to lose the weight and keep it off. People keep preaching, oh, you can lose weight, you can diet without cardio. Yeah, you can. It's just way easier if you do cardio. Think of it. 47 years old, I have under 9% body fat. I'm only on HRT, used to blast cruise cycles all the time. High doses. I'm leaner now at 47, and I'm way less hungry. I find it much easier to maintain single-digit body fat than ever before. You look back at my old photos, you'll notice way bigger, sure, from the steroids, but was I as lean? And what is the difference? The difference is I'm doing cardio. I've always eaten the same way, and so I haven't changed anything. I've literally gone off all the drugs and now maintain a much leaner physique. What is the solution? I've added cardio.
If you're trying to stay in zone 3 and 4, the lactic zone, too often, you're going to crush yourself with fatigue and not be able to train with the right intensity to maintain your lean body mass. You'll just be too...
The heck does that mean? You stink? Stop farting? What is Mike doing? And so Stan said, if you do cardio at too high of an intensity, zone 3 or 4, listen, zone 4 is hard. That is hard cardio. It's like Coach Greg in a race. I'm in zone 4, sometimes zone 5. I'm surpassing the anaerobic threshold, and so yeah, my legs get sore. And so if you're trying to maximize muscle hypertrophy, you don't want to do HIIT cardio where you're going so hard because you're going to get sore. It's going to inhibit your ability to recover and get stronger from when you do the weights. But if you go at a moderate intensity, zone 2, zone 3, not zone 1. That's for Grandma Josephine. She's 98 years old. For everyone else, go to moderate pace. Not saying you need to race bikes. Just do your cardio at a pace that's comfortable for you.
Got to be honest, it's not terribly effective for weight loss anyhow. We see that in the regular population. It'll become more efficient and burn fewer calories per minute invested in it.
Say that again.
Well,
Just that last couple sentences there.
Mike, you need to stop trying to fish for reasons not to do cardio. Nothing makes me more mad than this. Well, other than being called a racist, this drives me so insane. It gets me so mad, but I'm trying to stay calm.
It'll become more efficient and burn fewer calories per minute invested in it.
Say that again.
But here's the thing. If you continue to do cardio, you're going to burn more calories per minute. Why? Because your body adapts and can go faster. Perhaps you start jogging and you're going at 5 miles an hour. You're struggling along, going all crooked. You keep practicing, and if you go at 5 miles an hour forever, you're going to burn a little bit less calories in the same amount of time. But that doesn't matter. What will happen is you'll adapt and be able to jog at 6 miles an hour, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on. Not only that, it gets easier. And so rather than getting winded and stopping after 10 minutes, you jog for 20, 30 minutes. And so you don't burn fewer calories, you burn more. It is so important that you understand this. I see it all the time. People just don't understand how cardio works. You adapt to doing cardio, and you can go faster and longer, and you burn more calories, not less. Imagine, I've been racing bikes for 4 years, and so now I only burn half the calories of what I used to. Really? Does anyone think that Coach Greg burns fewer calories now than he did 4 years ago when I first started riding? It makes me so freaking mad.
Someone edited it and said, Mike said never do cardio. Your take on me getting ready for this project where I took 9 months off of cardio.
And so he says somebody edited the video and he's talking about me and said, Mike said not to do cardio. He quite literally says, I didn't do cardio for 9 months, saved it for before I had to do a shoot.
Tell me where I ever said that. Anybody. Show me the video. I'll give you $10,000. Don't show me a video that somebody else edited to make it look that way. Show me my video that I put out that says that. It doesn't.
And so, Mike, you are saying not to do cardio. This entire video, you've been preaching not to do cardio. You are wrong. You should do cardio year-round, not just the 3 months before roll to get shredded. You do cardio year-round, you burn more calories, you can stay leaner the entire year, much easier, better for your body, better for your mind. And that's enough. I got to get on a friggin' race to de-stress. Hope you enjoyed the video, ending it here. Looking for the harder than last time supplements, the cookbooks, training books, coaching plans by me and my team. Use code Greg, 10% off. Click the link in the description. Watch the freaking bloops, subscribe, click the bell button, comment for the algorithm. I don't know if I'm hyped up from the stims or mad at the freaking video, but anyway, time to go. Until next time, I am out.